Welcome back to the grid. Here we are at the Ningbo International Speed Park for the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade. Round 9 is about to get underway, and after yesterday's race, we have a new leader in the Drivers' Championship. So Daniel Liu from Team Jepson took victory in yesterday's round 8, and he has overtaken Cui Yue to be the top leader of the Drivers' Championship standings. So today, Daniel will be starting from P3, behind his main championship rivals Cui Yue from Team Porsche Holding, who will be starting from P2, and James Kuai Yu from Team Star Chase. How will this championship rivalry play out? Let's find out. 各位观众朋友，欢迎回到我们2021赛季由 AximTrade 呈现的亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯的比赛现场。那么我们即将进行的呢是第9回合的比赛。那么经过昨天的比赛呢，我们的车手积分榜也是有了新的变化。那么来自捷成车队的小将陆文龙，在昨天的比赛中是获得了胜利。他现在呢是超过了崔越，获得了来到了积分榜的榜首。今天陆文龙也将从第3位发车，那在他前方从第1排发车呢是他2个主要的在积分榜上的一个竞争对手。然后崔越呢来自保时捷控股车队，他今天将从第2位发车。今天的杆位车手呢是来自追星车队的小将于快。那么我们非常期待我们所有的保时捷车手在今天的比赛中给大家奉上一场精彩的比拼。那么和以往一样，在我们的比赛开始之前呢，我们先观看一个短片，回顾一下上一站的精彩瞬间。
So it's perfectly poised for the second of our 2 races this weekend here at Ningbo. Good morning, just after 9 o'clock on what looks to be a fabulous day. Weathermen are trying to tell me that there's about a 30% chance of rain today, and we have got a little bit of cloud, but right now it's pretty nigh perfect for motor racing. 27 degrees Celsius in the air, 32 on the track. That means the Michelin tyres shouldn't be working too hard this morning. We'll keep an eye on that track temperature. Still quite humid though, 79%, so the drivers might find it a tad more sticky inside the cockpit. Cars are coming round to the grid to form up before the formation lap. So whilst we wait for them to come down, let's go down to Andrea on the grid.
Well, welcome back. We're here for the second and the final race of this weekend. And I'm here joined by Dario Garcia, Senior Manager of 1 Make Series at Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific. Hello, Dario. This championship is really tight, isn't it? Do you have any predictions on who's going to be the eventual winner?
Yeah, so good morning, Andrea. Yeah, that's very tight. I don't want to do any predictions, but now that we passed half season, so to say, it's getting closer and closer at the top row. Yesterday we saw in the quali that there was only half a second within the first top 5 cars. The race was a complete different story. We're expecting another complete different story for the race today, and so in the driver's standing it's still quite close, so we're monitoring that, and in the dealer's trophy it's even closer. So that's I don't want to do the prediction, but it's super exciting, and it's super good to see that the battle is on. Yeah.
Thanks, Dario. Couldn't agree more. Back to you guys.
Dario there talks about the dealer championship. We possibly don't talk about that quite enough, to be honest. It is highly contested for the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade. It's Team Jebsen that lead by just 3 points from Porsche Holding in second. Team Star Chase in third, another 35 points further back, and they've only got 3 points on Maidong Racing, who've got 2 points in. We're in 5th place of the BD group. Those top 5 still very much in the hunt for the Porsche Dealer Trophy. As far as the drivers are concerned, Daniel Liu took the top spot in the championship with 5 rounds to go after this one. 5 points his lead now from Toyue and Yukwai. James in 3rd position there. It's a little more comfortable for Bao Junlong ahead of Zhe Biwan in the Pro-Am category, and Eric Kwong has the biggest lead of all, although Henry Kwong won yesterday, so has cut that deficit down to 44 points, but still a healthy lead for the Team Kitty World driver as we go into round 9 with, as I said, five rounds to go after this. Let's catch up with the man on pole position in the 99.
James, another pole position for this season. Are you confident you're going to get onto the top step of the podium this time?
Yeah, it's really nice to be on pole position again, and the goal today is to try not to do any mistakes, and hopefully we'll be on the podium.
Thank you and best of luck. Back to you guys.
So that is the Team Star Chase driver in the bright orange number 99. Driver's right is pole position, and you sweep left-handed for the first corner, although the first braking area is down at turn 2. And so he should have the best run into the first couple of corners. Very tight in qualifying, with less than half a tenth between James, Yukwai, and the rest of the field, or at least the front of the field, in these new 992 Porsche Carrera Cup cars, brand new for 2021, with the new body style for the 8th generation of Porsche 911. Completely new design for the road car, and the race car follows that. All wide body cars now, and even the road cars have got double wishbone front suspension. So it really is, if you are fortunate enough to be able to get your name on the list for the new 993 or the 993 Touring, and then fortunate enough to be able to get one ordered, even better. It is a race. It is a race car for the road. We're going to head down to 9th on the grid. Zhe Biwan.
周碧煌，那我们今天呢也是用新胎起步，然后能不能给我们讲一下你今天的这个策略呀？
你再说一下，他刚才在那个耳机在跟我说话。
就是今天用新胎起步，然后有没有什么策略能够跟我们分享一下？
今天希望那个发车可以更顺利一点吧。昨天差那么一点点，就是在发车稍微丢了一个位置，希望今天发车可以保持在第一位吧。这应该后面可能就可以带开了。
好的，谢谢，祝你好运。So Zhou Bihong just told me that he missed a bit of luck yesterday. He lost a position during the start, so hopefully he's gonna do no mistakes today and keep his position, and hopefully for a win today. So best of luck to Zhou, and back to you guys.
Zhou on pole position for Pro-Am in 9th place in that number 68 Maidong Racing, the silver and blue car. And battling with, well, 6 times a winner now for Bao. They are alongside each other. Zhou with just 1 win on the season, but trying to close down that points gap that we talked about early on. It isn't easy to pass here, but it is possible. We have 16 laps or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. Did have a safety car intervention yesterday when Nathan Liu went off. Didn't really benefit his brother Daniel, who was leading the race with a handy margin of getting on for 3 seconds. That brought everybody back together, but Daniel managed to prevail. Now, we have seen people struggling to get off the line as well this weekend. Let's hope that doesn't happen for you quite, James. Concentrating, hydrating in the car at the moment. The bright orange Team Star Chase machine run by Absolute, one of 4 cars that they look after on the 18-car grid. Toyue, second position for Porsche Holding. The number 86 car, black with white, red and gold on it. And second position in the championship, just 5 points away from the lead. Hasn't had a great last few races. Got on the podium here in the triple header we had and was second yesterday. 1 win on the season. The man of the moment, though, with the momentum, definitely Daniel Liu, who is in a rich vein of form. 3 wins and a second place in the last 4 races, all of which have been here. We had that triple header, of course, in the early part of September. In fact, we moved to Zhizhou on October 8th to 10th for another triple header before we end off the season at Shanghai International Circuit at the end of October, 29th to 31st. So still plenty of racing to go. Ling Kong, 4th position on the grid and 4th position in the championship with a win in the first round at Shanghai. Didn't score at the first round of Zhuhai, and that's really what's kept him out of the championship contention, because although he didn't have a good race here yesterday, he has been on the podium for the majority of the season. The man for whom this place has not been kind, Liu He, who came into the first triple header here in the lead of the championship and had 2 DNFs and a win, in fairness, and has dropped down to 5th in the championship. Here is a quick look around Ningbo International Speed Park. 22 corners, just over 4 kilometres, 2.5 miles. Relatively new track. Action areas, braking area for turn 2, hairpin at turn 9, and we saw some action there yesterday. Turn 10 is a little kink at the far side of the circuit, and then the second hairpin at turn 15. It's a little bit bumpy from just the exit of turn 5 through to the exit of turn 8, that sort of horseshoe shape. And then there's a lovely elevation change down through the chicane at turns 11 and 12, all the way down, actually pretty much to the end of the start-finish straight. Great piece of work as the green flag flies. So the cars leaving the grid for their formation lap. Weather holding out for the moment. So let's just recap the grid then. Yu Kuai, 3rd in the championship on pole position for Team Star Chase. Toyue on the front row. Championship leader Daniel Liu. Wen Long for Team Jepson on the inside of row 2 from Ling Kong. Then it's Liu He, BD racing driver. Max Weiser for Toro, they're on row 3. Xuan Bo in position 7 in the 88 car. The number 911 with the big Porsche decal on the side. brother of our championship leader, Nathan Liu Wenhu. Shobiang P9 is our pole sitter in Pro-Am alongside the Pro-Am championship leader, Ba Jinlong. Then it's Min Hong, Bian Ye, Li Chao in 13th position. Henry Kwong is the pole sitter for the AM category, coming off a win yesterday. His third of the season. One DNF has put him slightly further behind the championship leader, Eric Kwong, who starts in 15th position. The gap between those two, 44 points. Li Jia is number 828, and at the back, Jackie Wu in the silver 69 car. And Wu Jiazin in the number 55, that is the ZZRT competition car. He jumped into the championship when we came here in the early part of September. Wonderful to hear the flat 6 4-litre engines barking through the relatively early morning here, just after 9:15, and a race that is scheduled for 16 laps or 30 minutes. If we do have the intervention of the safety car, the time may come into it. Let's hope that's not the case. It is a standing start, so clutches having to be used here. And the bright orange number 99 leads them into position over slightly more threatening skies now. Maybe I was wrong to doubt the weather forecasters. Not had a wet race. We've had wet qualifyings this year, but not wet races. A splash of rain part way through could spice things up a little bit. Last bit of Michelin tyre warming by the drivers as they accelerate and brake, trying to get a bit of heat through the front brakes into those 18-inch rims with the Michelin Pilot Cup tyres. And here comes Yu Kuai onto the grid. Toyue will follow him down and pull to his left. Late as possible, you want to try and keep your tyres clean, and the racing line is to driver's right, away from the pit wall. Nice to the field, just coming round behind. Which is in the dark grey number 55 with the yellow decals on the side. He's alongside Jackie Wu in the 69. Had a fairly plain car at the beginning of the season, Jackie, but has added a few more decals, a bit more style on it. Now the calm before the storm, waiting for the green flag at the back of the grid. There is the green flag. We are ready to go racing for round 9 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021, presented by AximTrade. Engine revs rise, red lights on, foot off the clutch, and away we go. Oh, a major defensive move by the pole sitter Yu Kuai, but he hasn't been able to stop Toyue going through. They're side by side going into turn 2. Now this is a bold manoeuvre around the outside, and too far around the outside by our pole sitter Yu Kuai. Didn't gain any advantage there though, so I don't think he'll be penalised for that. Looks like third position coming through there is Daniel Liu Wenlong, just squeezing Liu Ye. Ling Kang in the blue and silver car, just a little bit eased out there as well. So James will not be happy that he hasn't been able to convert his pole position. And as they head onto the middle straight for the first time, some unconventional lines there. Max Visser all the way over to driver's left in the white Toro racing car with the red stripes at the bottom of the doors. Into the chicane. We've seen action here, but it's clean for the leaders at least. Do you know, I'm surprised to be seeing this with the track temperature over 30 degrees Celsius, but it looks as though they're struggling to get a bit of heat into the Michelins. The car's really moving around in this first half, 3/4 of a lap. And it will be Toyue for Porsche holding 2 wins on the season so far, and sitting second in the championship. Through they go. First lap is completed. Standing start, 1:49.0. Expect to see 2 or 3 seconds knocked off that once we get into race pace. And 3/4 of a second between first and second. That was a very good start, an opening lap by our leader. The Jebsen racing car, the blue and white car, now in 4th position for Daniel Liu, championship leader. And he can't afford that. As it stands at the moment, Toyue would go back to the lead of the championship before we head to our triple header at Juzhou. Well, plenty of racing still in this one. And that looks like another place lost for Daniel. Wonder if he hasn't quite got the tyre pressures right this morning. He's dropped out to 5th position. Ling Kong has gone through in the number 12 My Dog racing car. It's a silver car with the blue flashes, so that's a position made up by that car. Through the chicane again. Toyue, Yu Kuai, Liu Ye, pretty much together. Then a gap back to Ling Kong, who has immediately put some real estate into Daniel Liu. And now, behind Daniel Liu and Long, that's Max Visser in the Toro racing car number 6. So this is real pressure for our championship leader, 5th right now, and losing points to his main championship rival, who is leading the race. Real pressure. Now, what do you do if you're on the pit wall or on the radio for Daniel Liu Wenlong? Do you tell him that Toyue is leading and that's his championship rival? 1:46.354. That's a very quick second lap indeed by Toyue. I think that might be a new lap record. I'm pretty certain we're on a 46.4 yesterday, and we might even get a wee bit quicker than that yet. First time here for these cars. Formula 3 and a couple of varieties of World Touring cars, WTCC and WTCR being here. It will surprise you not at all to know that the outright lap record is indeed from the Formula 3 cars. Jake Hughes from memory. And he was only a couple of 3 seconds quicker than what we're seeing here from these 2021 Porsche 992 type Cup cars. Now pressure for second position. Well, actually top 3 still together. Forget what I've just said there. Top 3 still together. Toyue, Yu Kuai, Liu Ye, 86, 99 and 22. And here comes Ling Kong in the My Dong Racing number 12. Sitting in 4th position in the championship and just a single point behind James Yu Kuai in that 99 car, which is 2 spots ahead of him. Daniel Liu. Now I wonder if he's playing the long game, you know. You heard me mention tyre pressures. Well, tyre pressures are so important, and it is a little bit cooler this morning. You have to treat the tyres quicker. Now that is definitely a new lap record for Ling Kong, chasing the top 3, 1:46.195. Excellent stuff, and he's nearly on to the top 3. So we've almost got a quartet. Toyue leading. Just going back to Daniel Liu in 5th position. Could be that they've set his tyre pressures just a little bit lower, and he's waiting for them to come in after a couple of 3 laps. So Ling Kong, My Dong Racing, makes it a leading quartet. The flashing of the lights by James Yu Kuai. As if Toyue does not know that he's in behind them. Big lump of curb being taken on the entrance to the left-right chicane. Now snaking their way over the far side of the circuit from the pit complex. This track only built in 2017. Had a limited number of major events. There's a Lincoln Co facility on the grounds here. All part of the Geely Automotive concern, and this one of 5 tracks that they have commissioned in this part of the world from Alan Wilson, the renowned track designer, whose previous track credits include what used to be called the Miller Motorsport Park just outside Salt Lake City. I've been there, it's an awesome place. Now called the Utah Motorsport Campus and owned by Geely. This development coming under the My Time concern, which is Geely's culture, travel and sporting development arm. Avowed intent to get motor racing among other sports to a wider audience and with a bigger take-up. And with facilities like this, I've got to say they're doing a good job. Big dive down the inside, lock up, but a change for the lead. A little bit of a hip and shoulder there. But James Chiquai goes through, pulls Sitter back to the front, but has he done damage to the left front Michelin doing that? He's got the hurry up now, at 4 of 16, and he isn't able to pull away, but that's a big manoeuvre, very big manoeuvre indeed, and that could have championship implications. Third in the championship at the moment, leading the race, but there's another lock up from that left front. It's going to keep coming around. If he's flat spotted that, it's going to really trouble him. There's plenty of this race to go. We're barely a quarter of the way through. Second place, right on the tail at the moment as they come through to the end of the lap. And it's Leo Ye who's come through, by the way, followed Yuquai through, so that means that Toyue's gone down to third, having led at the start of the previous lap. Top 4 with a decent lead on the rest of the field. Daniel Liu, 3 seconds further back, but now in clean air and not now being challenged. I wonder, we seem to remember Daniel saying he got tyre pressures wrong in a previous round here, and it may be that this earlier start, we were much later in the day for yesterday's race, some 20 hours ago, 21 hours ago, much warmer on the track and in the air. But at the moment, Daniel Liu went long, championship leader before the lights went off here by a slim 5-point margin. He's sitting in 5th position and the championship is going away from him. The leadership of the championship is going away from him. Toyue in 3rd would just about squeak through, although hasn't got the extra point for the fastest lap. There is a point for pole position and a point for fastest lap. And in such a tight championship, that could become crucial by the end of the season. So the orange Star Chase number 99. With the backing of Absolute Racing, leads from Leo Ye, BD Group, that's another Absolute Run car. So they're running 1st and 2nd at the moment. The team with their substantive base at Shanghai International Circuit. Ningbo Mata, very successful team of people running cars in all sorts of championship, 4 representing them on this grid. It's nice to have Ingo in Europe over the summer months. Best to everybody there. Shobiwan leading in the Pro-Am category ahead of the championship leader Bao Zhulong, who is 1 place behind, about 2 seconds behind as well. Can't quite sit. There he is with the white car and the red and blue stripes on it. So that's Pro-Am championship leader in second at the moment, but such a big lead, 44 points the gap between those 2 cars. So yes, there will be points taken away from that championship lead, but at the moment, Jackie Wu in the pits. It has not been a happy visit to Ningbo for Jackie. Car didn't want to start on the formation lap of the previous rounds here. Then he had an accident. Didn't have a great qualifying here either, but at least did get to the finish yesterday. Now battle for 3rd and 4th position. Ling Kong, in the GT Silver and Blue, sitting so close behind Toyue that we can barely see him as he comes down through the kink in turn 1. Into the braking area for turn 2. Oh, going wide. And also Liu Ye went wide as well in front of them. So easy to just be a little bit greedy and try and take too much speed through that kink. And it's a very difficult braking area into turn 2 because you've come through that kink, that left-hand kink at turn 1 at full racing speed, and you're trying to turn in and brake at the same time, get the dynamics of the car working for you and the weight transfer working for you. Not an easy thing to do. Easy for me to say, very much harder to do. These cars running ABS for this 2021 championship, and the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia presented by AximTrade, one of just 5 Porsche Carrera Cup or Super Cup championships around the world that are using the new Type 992. Super Cup, of course, which is supporting Formula 1 as usual here in China, Benelux, Carrera Cup Deutschland, and the brand new Porsche Carrera Cup North America, all using these new cars. Other championships will be adopting them from next year onwards. Phenomenal effort over the winter time by Porsche Motorsport at Weissach in Germany to have the amount of brand new cars built. Around about 20 or so for each of those championships. So that's, just do the simple arithmetic, probably over 100 cars that they had to build. I think Christmas was cancelled in terms of holidays at Weissach over the end of the year 2020 to 2021. So half distance. Eric Kwong has fought his way past Henry Kwong, and the team Kiddie World multicoloured car is back in the lead where he has been for most of the season in the AM category. Almost a statistical anomaly yesterday that saw Henry take the 25 points for the race win. And running in 14th and 15th, those two. Top 2 AM runners. Too far behind. Well, no, they've dropped the number 55 for Wu Jiazin. So at the moment we've got 2 pairs of cars, 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, then a long gap back to the blue and white Team Jebsen 5th place Daniel Liu car. That's the number 20. Then Juan Bo ahead of Max Weiser. So that is a change. So 88's come through. It's another one of the Absolute Run car, the Ivory Bray Capital machines. Juan Bo in now 6th position from Max Weiser in 7th. Chubimon and Bajinlong 66 and 6 and 8th and 9th, and they're battling for the Pro-Am win. Just over a second there, so championship leader Bajilong just catching a little bit. Meantime, at the front of the field, the pace just easing a little bit, but not much. Good lap times being put in by James Yuquay. 146.5 his best. Just a little way off that at the moment, but enough to stay ahead of Leo Ye in second place. It's been a good drive and a good comeback from Leo Ye, who's beginning to look like he wants to attack and take the victory. Disastrous first 3 races here in Ningbo in the early part of September. Didn't finish the first one, and he was on pole position for that, Leo Ye. Won the second one and didn't finish the third one. That's really dented his championship chances. You consider there's 25 points for a win, 20 for second, and he's lying 38 points back. Check that, 42 points back before this race started. So you can see with a couple of podium finishes, he'd be right up there in the championship hunt for the overall. Looks like our AM battle is starting to heat up as well. The multicoloured Kiddie World Car with Eric Kwong has Henry Kwong in the yellow and black car in his wheel tracks. That's one to watch as we come into the later parts of the race. And still these battles at the front of the field. Don't see anybody really having an advantage at the moment, although I am seeing some dark lines from the back of the tyres of all of those top 4, so they are leaning on their Michelins. No improvement in pace for Daniel Hu and Long. 147.9 last time around. The leaders doing low 47s. Leo Ye actually a 46.998, side by side through the second of the hairpins. Ling Kong trying to get by Toy Yue for a spot on the podium. That's the third step that they're battling for. Leo Ye fastest of those top 4 the last time around with a 46.998. So putting the pressure on at the front and also applying pressure for third position. That silver and blue Lidong racing car. Ling Kong just can't maneuver himself into position. I don't think turn 1 is an overtaking spot here. I think you've got to give that one up and try and get enough air on the front of the car to close in through turns 2 and 3, and then that middle straight where they are now, it's quite bumpy, the turn in, but there's possibly an opportunity before you get to the first chicane. We have seen side by side through the chicane, but that was one of the bits of disaster for Leo Ye in that first race when he started from pole position. Side-to-side contact broke his steering arm and he had to retire the car. Li Ya is... oh, mistake by Toy Yue in third, and that's allowed Ling Kong to go through. So new third place driver, silver and blue Porsche, goes through, and that was just a tiny lock up in the braking area. Great driving by Li Ya in the 828. It's the Silver Rocket team car, one of the AM class drivers. Third in the championship for Li Ya. And stayed well out of the way and does so again to the point of almost pulling over there. Knows he's going to go a lap down, so Nija doing a very nice job there of not impeding the leaders. So Ling Kong with the point for fastest lap at the moment, but has also moved up last time around to 3rd position. Was only 1 point behind James Yu Kwai in 3rd position, but James at the moment leading the race. Daniel Lu Wenlong, our championship leader, as the lights went out. I won't say languishing in 5th position, but that is certainly not the points haul he wanted from this 9th round of the championship. It's going to really tighten things up at the top. Really tighten things up at the top. And Yu Kwai perhaps making a championship run of his own. No wins this year. 2nd, couple of 4ths, has had a pole position. So consistency from the Star Chase driver. Now, having taken 3rd position, Ling Kong in the 12 is just consolidating there a little bit, managing to stay ahead. Now the battle in the AM category, just at the bottom of the top 10. Bao Jinlong, the Pro-Am Championship leader, is looking at the back of Zhou Beiwang. That is in fact 1st in the championship behind 2nd in the championship, if that makes sense. The mainly silver car coming across the line now in 8th position, leads the Pro-Am class here, 2nd in the Pro-Am Championship at a 44-point deficit. Check that, 45-point deficit. Can't do my own arithmetic there, or read my own writing. You be the judge. Looks like we're going to get full laps in, so long as there's no intervention now from the Porsche 911 safety car. Still 6 minutes to go on the time, and 3 laps. I reckon we'll get all 16 in here. What a race it's been, particularly at the front of the field. But the championship coming down after this, remember, just 5 more championship rounds to go. Triple header as usual to come, October the 8th to 10th, and then we're off to Shanghai International, October the 29th to the 31st. Just a little hint, that's my birthday weekend. If, you know, someone wants me to do a VIP drive, I've got my license, always bring it with me. Now this is trouble for our championship leader, Daniel Lu Wenlong, with the Ivory Break Capital car. Yuan Bo sitting in behind him. Can't really afford to lose any more championship points. Actually, Max Weiss is not that far behind either. So whatever is left in the performance of that Porsche, those Michelin tyres for Daniel now, has to be left on the track. No point in putting it back in the pits. He's got to drive the wheels off that car and not drop any more points. This could be crucial for the championship. Not the race he was wanting or expecting. Started in 4th on the grid. Check that, started in 3rd on the grid and has dropped a couple of places. So his winning streak coming to an end. It looks like the very long winning streak that we have in AM. In Pro-Am, excuse me, which is now 5 races long. Bao Jinlong, that could be coming to an end as well, as Zhou Beiwang is ahead of him in 8th and 9th position. Tense moments for the Jebsen Racing team, who hold a very slim lead in the Porsche Dealer Cup. Just 3 points ahead of Porsche, holding in second, and Team Star Chase are another 35 points behind, excuse me, in third. So that is very tight indeed. Very prestigious part of the championship for the dealer groups in this Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade. Last lap. So we're easily going to get the 16 in. Team Star Chase. James Kwai. What a race, what a well-judged race this. Could have easily lost his head, couldn't he? Didn't get the run down to the first couple of corners. Under real pressure. Gathered himself up in the first third of the race when the opportunity presented itself. Had the confidence to be able to drive through under braking at the hairpin. Leo Ye following him through, making a nice manoeuvre to get through in the second, and subsequently Ling Kong's gone through as well. So Tai Yue, who was the early leader and got the pole shot off the line, dropped down to 4th position. Not the race that Daniel Liu Wenlong wanted, starting in 3rd, dropping down to 5th, and his championship lead will be cut, at least. Tai Yue, it's going to be a couple of points, I reckon. All unofficial, of course. Now, is there one last twist of the tail here? Less than half a lap to go. In fact, just 2 corners to go. Round 9, the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade, goes to James Kwai. Now, if you look at the stats, it will say pole position to the race win, but it was nowhere near as simple as that may suggest. Liu Ye coming through in 2nd place, and in 3rd, Ling Kong across the line. Now, in the AM category, the battle goes on. Side by side, coming out the hairpin, and for my money, it looked like Henry Kwong had got a better run there, but Eric is holding on to that position. Zhou Biwan has taken the Pro-Am victory ahead of Bao Jinlong, so the 5-race winning streak from Bao Jinlong is broken. But Eric Kwong gets back to winning ways and extends his lead at the top of the championship for Team Kiddie World, ahead of Henry Kwong in 2nd. Well, what a turn-up. What a turn-up for the books. Absolute run cars, 1st and 2nd. And in 6th as well for Yuan Bo. And Yang Ye, 4th in the Pro-Am category. The 4th, but James Kwai, from pole position then, quietly confident when Andrea spoke to him on the grid before the race. Kept his head, even though he didn't get the start. Very aggressively pulled across at the beginning of the race to try and cut the run to the first corner by Tai Yue. Didn't get across there quick enough or off the line fast enough either. And that set up a very measured drive. Congratulations to our Pro-Am winner, Zhou Biwan, 8th position overall. And Eric Kwong for Team Kiddie World wins in the AM category. Another car that is unmistakable. So down to Parc Fermé then for the V-Cool supported orange number 99. James Kwai pulls in to the space reserved for the winner of this 9th round of the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, presented by AximTrade here at Ningbo International Speed Park. Congratulations from the team members. And that will do his championship chances no harm at all. Takes him to 145 points. That'll keep him in 3rd position in the championship. Liu Ye will go ahead of Ling Kong, I think. Oh, it might be level on points, actually. Ling Kong coming through and taking that 3rd position. Toy Yue, 2nd in the championship, has made up some positions or some points on Daniel Liu, who started this race as the championship leader. There was only 5 points between them. Daniel Liu went long, finishing in 5th position ahead of Yuan Bo and Max Weiser in the pro category. In the Pro-Am, Zhou Bian, Bajin Long and Min Hong will take the 3 podium spots. And in Am, Eric Kwong, Henry Kwong, and the number 55 as well, Wu Zhezin. Right, let's get down to the celebrating winner, James Jiquai.
Ready for interview?
Congratulations, James. Pole to win, but it's not as straightforward as it seemed, was it?
No, definitely wasn't. The start wasn't the best. I was overtaken by Tuya at the start, but then I managed to get it back to turn 9. But that caused me to have a big flat spot on the tyres, which made the race afterwards pretty difficult because I had a lot of understeer. But I had my teammate behind me, and I think we did great teamwork there. And I think I'm over the moon to bring 1-2 for the team.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah, 2 absolute run cars then, 1st and 2nd. So the speculation that we had about that big lock-up on the left front confirmed there by James Jiquai. But that was an audacious manoeuvre at turn 9 at the hairpin, and he made it work and brings the car home. Setting up a fantastic last 5 events of the season, spread over 2 venues, brand new venue coming up, Zhuzhou, for 3 rounds. Zhuzhou on October the 8th to the 10th, and then the final 2 rounds at Shanghai International, October 29 to 31st. So the 3 sets of 3 podium sitting cars in Parc Fermé. All of these results, of course, are unofficial until we get to through scrutineering. Let's go to our Pro-Am winner with Andrea.
周碧恒，恭喜恭喜啊！这次也是宁波的第1场胜利，然后一路都是在跟包金龙在比拼，跟我们分享一下你的心情吧。
就今天发车就如那个赛前所计划的，就发车很好，然后前面几圈有一点带开了，然后中后段的时候包金龙忽然加速了，然后我体力好像有点下降，我就稍微保守了一点，但是到最后的时候非常接近，好像就差了0.1、0.2秒吧，我觉得非常激烈这场比赛。 就基本上我倾尽全力了。
好，谢谢，恭喜一下。Jared just told me that his start was pretty good, but during the middle section of the race, Bao actually started picking up the pace, and he's feeling the pain, and he's like, you can see he's absolutely exhausted. But and towards the end, it was they crossed the line with only 0.1 or 2 seconds. So he's really did his best. He's really happy to take the victory today. So congratulations.
Yeah, that will close up slightly the lead of Bajin Long in the Pro-Am category and ends a 5-race winning streak for Bao. 5 points closed back by Zhou Bian there, with Min Hong still in 3rd position in that championship. So our final class winner, Eric Kwong, back to winning ways after Henry won the last one here. So our Am Victor, the final of our 3 class winners, is down in Parc Fermé with Andrea.
Eric, congratulations. We've really enjoyed your battle with Henry just throughout the season and today. So talk us through it.
Well, it was a tough race, and yeah, at the beginning it was okay, and then I think the car setup was not the ideal, and then the car starting to slow down, and I have a couple lock up, and then make it worse, and towards the end of a couple of laps, and I try to defend, and luckily I can make it back and have the champion.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you to Andrea down there in the Parc Fermé area. All three of our class winners then having been spoken to. Let's just review what happened in round 9 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021 presented by AximTrade. So off the line, bright orange, pole sitter, doesn't quite get the squeeze on enough. And James Yuquai has to give up the lead to Toyue. Very, very wide at turn 2, I'd forgotten that. Gone much wider, he would have had to show his ticket to get back in there. That little lock-up though from Toyue early on was what really hurt him. Daniel Liu went long in the white and blue Jebsen racing car, started in 3rd position, but faded back to 5th. And Lee Kong, the man coming through in the number 12, the silver car. Lee Kong, watch out for him later on. Lead taken back by James Yuquai. He was under pressure and sneaking through into 2nd at the same time, Lee Kong. Great battles down the field. Jackie Wu having a cracking scrap with Wu Zhezin. And in fact, all the class leads were pretty well disputed right the way through the race. Toyue starting to lose pace towards the end and would lose 3rd position. Another lock up from the number 86 of Toyue. And that allowed through into 3rd. Ling Kong. Very impressed with how the back markers dealt with the leaders coming through. Cracking fight all the way through between Eric Kwong and Henry Kwong at the front of the AM category. At the end, it was the orange team Star Chase 99. And our pole sitter turns the pole into the win. James Yuquai with the full points haul for the championship run. 5 rounds to go as we leave Ningbo. So plenty of action, plenty of excitement, plenty of entertainment. It's only what we've come to expect in the Porsche Carrera Cup 2021 presented by AximTrade. 5 rounds to come and the podium ceremonies in just a moment. If experience is anything to go by, the drivers will be far too busy talking to each other about the excitement of their races to want to be brought up onto the podium. Andrea is waiting there for the formalities, as is Babendum, the Michelin man, and our stunning trophies. Will be the overall first. Just waiting for them to appear. The chatting going on behind the scenes here. If only we could eavesdrop on that. Presentation party already getting set. So that's all ready. We have the podium, we have the champagne. We're just missing a set of drivers. And I see some overalls. And with a bit of luck, Andrea should take us through the formalities. Photographers on standby as well to record it for posterity.
Number 55, Wu Jiaxin from Zezerati Competizione. In second position, number 91, Henry Kwong from Triple Ace Racing. And our winner for the AM class, number 23, Eric Kwong from Kitty World Racing. Now we're glad to invite Vice President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Qiao, 保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家琪先生 to present the winner trophy. Now we're glad to invite Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexander Gibo, 保时捷亚太赛车运动董事总经理季伯安先生 to present the second place trophy. Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, 米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the third place trophy. Now let's take a group photo.
So that's the AM podium. And nice to see some new faces as well on the podium with Wu Jiaxin for ZZRT Competizione in third position, picks up a nice trophy. The 55 car, the dark grey 55 car, looks a real picture out there. Let's just record this with the photographers.
Champagne.
So that was the AM podium. We'll go to the Pro-Ams next. And again, Andrea has the microphone at the podium, and I'll just refresh the bottles of champagne. New set of trophies to come out as well. Here's the Pro-Am category. Probably here that we have got other cars on the track in the background. Very busy weekend here at Ningbo International Speed Park.
Now let's invite the winners of round 9 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2021 in Ningbo for the Pro-Am class. Let's welcome in third position, number 66, Min Heng from Toro Racing. In second position, number 6, Bao Jinlong from Team Shanghai Yongda. And our winner for the Pro-Am class today, number 68, Joby Huang from Meidong Racing. Now we're glad to invite Vice President of Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Qiao, 保时捷中国市场副总裁曹家琪先生 to present the winner trophy. Now we're glad to invite Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexander Gibo, 保时捷亚太赛车运动董事总经理季伯安先生 to present the second place trophy. Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, 米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the third place trophy. Now let's take a group photo together.
So Bao Jinlong's
And now the champagne.
So Bao Jinlong's 5-race winning streak in Pro-Am is broken by Joubillon, and that will close the gap down a little bit, 5 points then between those two drivers. But still, it's been an impressive season so far by Bao Jinlong, who will continue to lead as we move to our next 3 races at Zhuzhou. Six race wins, 2 seconds and a DNF for Bao Jinlong. And an extraordinary season has been put together there. Zhou Bingwang with a couple of race wins now, but the DNF at round 3 at Zhuhai is the one that has really hurt him. Okay, here's the overall with Andrea.
For the overall class, let's welcome in 3rd position number 12 Lin Kang from Meidong Racing. In 2nd position number 22 Liu Ye from BD Group. And our winner today, number 99 Yu Kuai from Team Star Chase. And the dealer trophy winner is Team Star Chase. Now we're glad to invite Vice President Marketing of Porsche China, Mr. Sky Qiao, 保时捷中国市场副总裁乔家琪先生 to present the winner trophy. Let's welcome Sky Qiao to present the dealer trophy. Now we're glad to invite Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, Mr. Alexander Giber, 保时捷亚太赛车运动董事总经理纪伯安先生 to present the 2nd place trophy. Now we're glad to invite Director Motorsports of Michelin Asia Pacific, Mr. Ben Ma, 米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生 to present the 3rd place trophy. Now let's take a group photo. And now, the champagne!
Let's just get the photos done before the champagne is sprayed. So 2 more rounds at Ningbo, 8 and 9, now in the history books of the 2021 Porsche Carrera Cup, presented by AximTrade. Porsche Carrera Cup Asia moves on now to Zhuzhou for 3 rounds, October the 8th to 10th. Join us then. Bye-bye.